All right, let's get into the talk of the Black Stars of Ghana once again, and welcome to the Y Sports Update again. So we are talking about the Black Stars of Ghana as they play against Uruguay tomorrow. We know that the previous game that they played, the two teams played, was the 2010 FIFA World Cup, and Ghana lost on penalties after a 1-1 draw. Ghana wanted to qualify to the semi-final, and Ghana would have been the first team to qualify to the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup as an African team. But Amanisa, Ghana lost that game via penalties after we had a chance to win that game as a Mojan's penalty, which was missed. But Luis Suarez has been talking about the game and the penalty and the handball situation. It has all been all over Twitter. But let's move on from that. Uruguay has a point in the group from their draw against South Korea. That was their first game, mobile draw, 0-0. And then Ghana also lost our first game against Portugal by 3-2. And then we managed to beat South Korea by 3-2. That was on Monday. So we also have 3 points. And that means that a win or draw can see Ghana qualify based on the fact that if South Korea do not score more goals against Portugal and then do not win against Portugal by scoring more goals as well. And then a win will also qualify Uruguay, but they need to score more. So we look much favorable to qualify than Uruguay. Now, in terms of the team news, most people have been talking about whether we will have Iñaki Williams on the bench, and then maybe we can try Antoine Semenyo. Whether on the right hand side we will go with Tariq Lamptey, or we will have Ali Duseidu. We expect Coach Otuado to stick to almost 90% of the lineup that he played with in the game against South Korea. For the side of Diego Afonso, who is the head coach of Uruguay, he will also look to start Luis Suarez. He didn't start in the game against Portugal. It is possible that he might be starting alongside Darwin Núñez. And Suarez has got 68 goals in 136 games for the Uruguayan. So it's likely that he might be starting this game. So that is the lineup. We will have the usual lineup that we witnessed against South Korea. But if there are changes, in a bit. Now, on what I think that we must do in this encounter, I think, first of all, we must improve our mentality and concentration in this class. Why am I saying this? The Ghanaian football fans have been talking about how we concede goals in this competition. Against Portugal, we conceded in the 78th and 80th minute. 78th and 80th minute. That means in the space of 2 minutes, we conceded 2 goals. Against South Korea, we conceded in the 58th and the 61st minute. That's also a huge concern. And it's all down to concentration and then mentality. When we equalized against Portugal, the mood on the pitch was like we changed from what we were doing, as in defending, rather to go and then find more goals, and then they decided to transit very well from midfield to attack. And that's how João Felix and then Rafael Leao got those 2 goals for the Portuguese. Against South Korea, we took the lead. We had a 2-0 lead. And based on that, we believe that we can do something out from that. But in the second half, when we considered the first goal, we had a second goal in just a space of 2 minutes. Because 58th to the 61st minute, that was not the best. And that has been the problem of African teams so far in the global competitions. Senegal conceded poorly against Netherlands, if you've not forgotten. They played so well in the first half, but in the second half, a mistake from Edouard Mendy gave Netherlands the first goal, and then the second goal also came from a rebound from Cody Gakpo, where he had helped David Klassen to score that second goal. So Cameroon also conceded similarly to Switzerland. Yes, they played very well in the first half. They created a lot of chances. They played good football. But when it mattered most, it was Cameroon. It was Switzerland who got the first goal of the game. So we need to stay in the game. That's what I think now. If we really want to qualify, and then do very well in this tournament, I think we need to stay in the game. Even if you don't concede any goals in the first half, and in the second half, you've played to a certain level, at 80th minute, and you concede, psychologically, you can be affected. Yes, they are players, but let's not forget that they are humans, and anything can happen at that moment. So it is important that we try and then stay in the game, improve our mentality and concentration. When I return from this break, I will be talking about the 2 other points that I think we must focus on in this Black Stars team and their game against Uruguay. For the first point, I think improving our mentality and concentration will be the best thing that can happen to this team, because of the way that we conceded against Portugal and then South Korea. 2 goals in 2 minutes against Portugal, 2 goals in 3 minutes against South Korea. That's not the best of performance from a team that wants to do well in the competition. Teams must defend well, and teams must stay concentrated in the game. Stay in the game. Play the game, not the moment. That's how teams are supposed to perform. Y125 FM. When we return from the break, we are doing more sports right here. Our point 2 is Iñaki Williams. 25 touches against Korea, no shot, and then 1 assist. Even the assist, it was questionable because that ball fell to Mohamed Kudus and he smashed that one in. Omo counted as assist. Aside that too, against Portugal, he had just 28 touches with no shot as well. Yes, Kudus has caught the eye of everybody, so we are talking about Kudus. But when the attention drops on Kudus, who will be there to help? And I think for me, that should be Iñaki Williams. Yes, we have the Dayu and the Jordans, but in terms of attack, if you want to build a team and then try to know that this player is a focal pointer, it should be Iñaki Williams. He can be the other option. Point 3 is for us to be very, very physical in this game. The Uruguayans are known to be physical, especially the South Americans. About crucial games like this, they're very physical in the midfield, and I think that we need to be very physical as well in the midfield. Thomas Partey and Abdul Samed Salis. It is simple. One thing that we need to find is to show that we can be physical in the game, stop a lot of fouls, make a lot of interceptions, make a lot of tackles. Yes, the ball is good to be at our feet, but we need to find ways to stay physical and then try to interrupt the operations of the Uruguayans. Because Partey against South Korea had 3 tackles and no interception. That's 4. Salis had 1 tackle, one, Baguzi, with 0 interceptions. Successful tackles that make him 1. The other options, Elisha Owusu, Joseph Edu, even in the Uruguayan team, their last game against Portugal, Valverde had 3 tackles, 3 interceptions. Bentancur had 3 tackles, 2 interceptions. Mateus Vecino had 0 interceptions, 1 tackle, and that's why he was the first player to be substituted in that game. Emma Areshaita Ebem, he plays for Flamengo. When he came in, he was good. He was the first player to be changed in that game, and that's because we need to be physical in our games. If we are not, we will struggle to perform against the Uruguayans. So first of all, we must improve our mentality and defense, and then how we concede goals, and then number of minutes involved in some of these things. It all boils down to concentration and then mentality. Number 2, let's find Iñaki Williams on the pitch. If only we start Iñaki Williams. Number 3, we have got to be physical in this game, else we will struggle in midfield. They play a 3-5-2 formation. The only way for us to get them is to be physical. So these are my 3 points, and that's it.